president, you're wrong. You can tell the president about another president that he's wrong, but he can't tell the actual president that, or you can't protest, you can't do anything somewhere else, but here you can. So for that, we have what's called the election, okay, or voting. That is one of your power. I call it's your power. It's yes, your right as an American, but it's also your power that you have to utilize in the right place. And the reason for that is you do it when you want to vote in the right people. Kids, boys, please. You do it because you want to vote in the right people and you want to vote out the wrong people that are not supposed to be there. Now, we can do that because it is our power, and it's given within the Constitution that every American, and you're a U.S. citizen, you can vote for these elections. Now, my role here, if I may, I just want to get up and just talk about this. One of the things I want to address tonight is that the importance of this voting, and it comes in as, especially in this season, this upcoming season that we have, where we have a lot of candidates running for different offices. And me, myself, I've been a police officer for 23 years. And finally, I decided, now that I'm all grown and everything, that I want to do something bigger, which is running for sheriff in the county of Dallas. So that's where I'm at now. Last time I ran was in 2020. And I remember Anas was a little Anas. Now he's big Anas, mashallah. He was one of the supporters and the helpers in this. So I'm doing it because for many reasons. One of them is, I want to do it because it's the right thing to do. For me, it's a career and it's a dream that I've wanted to do and grow in helping people. So one of the things I do is, when helping people, is one of the things that you can do is to help somebody in distress. And being a police officer is probably the most, in my opinion, is the most honorable thing that you could do, is to become a police officer, when you're helping people through this position. And alhamdulillah, I've been doing it for over 23 years, and I love every minute of it. I'll do it all over again. But instead of, we can't go back in time, I'm gonna further my career and broaden the spectrum of service through running for office, which is the office of the sheriff in the county of Dallas. Now, why do I want to do that? The number one thing is I want to be the first one to lead by example to our younger generation in the Muslim community, in the Arab community, in the DC community, Middle Eastern, whatever, all these. I want to be the first one to do it. And we don't see anybody here in the state of Texas at all has done it or has gone that far in this career. So alhamdulillah, I'm honored to be the first one to do it. Number two is there are a lot of issues within the county that are going on. For one, there are issues at the jail. And if you've ever been inside the jail to visit somebody, or if you know somebody that's been jailed, or if you yourself been there, you'll see that there's a lot of issues in there. And all that's because of, multi-million dollars annually from our tax dollars spent on unnecessary things. People are leaving, they don't want to work. The staff over there is short. They're short on staff. They spend $1 million a month on overtime, just to pay overtime for officers, and they force them to work overtime. Now, why would I want to be in an environment like that? So people are leaving every day, and it's becoming more difficult for the personnel over to work. The civilian personnel, all that. And if you know people that are working there, they'll tell you the exact same thing. The other thing is we have issues on the highways of people dying because of drunk drivers. Last year alone in Dallas County by itself, we had over 2,500 crashes just in the county of Dallas. That is the exact same number, or even a little bit more, than all the counties surrounding us in 2022. Yani في كفة, in one side of the scale is 2,500, and 25 in Dallas only, and then in the other counties around us, Collin, Denton, Rockwall, Johnson, and all those, about 2,500. See here? So we're not having enough people to work. And also we have a major issue, which I take very personally, and I kept it at last so I can talk about it a little more, is our children and our women. And I'm not talking about just our community, but I'm talking about our community as Texans, being trafficked, sold for labor, sold for sex trafficking, sold for all these things. And a lot of people don't want to believe that it's happening, but it is. So to spread awareness and to educate people about this, I go around and I teach people about this very gruesome topic. And yes, it's ugly, but people need to understand what it is and how graphic it can be. And it can be actually in our own homes, and we probably don't even know about it. That's how serious it is. Yani, it's not trafficking somebody doesn't mean take somebody from one place to another. It means that somebody could be forced to do something under his own roof or under her own roof for the cartels or maybe for the traffickers, and bringing them money while they're living a nothing but misery. And I've actually come across this in my field, and the picture is too ugly to even describe it out on the street, let alone here. Very nasty, very ugly, it's like beyond imagination. Your ears don't deserve to listen to it as ugly as it is. But it is. It's out there and it's happening. So I'm running for this office because I want to stop these things. And I have the experience, I have the knowledge, and I have the support from the community, inshallah. And I'm not doing it because I'm a politician. I am zero politics. I don't play politics. Sheikh Ahmed knows all about me, when it comes to that. And one thing I was telling people the other day, like when they were asking me, what do you think about politics? Or like in the masjid. My answer was this, and it was the first time I say it, but then I thought it's actually true. If you can survive masjid politics, you can survive any politics. Sah Sheikhna? It doesn't matter. Anywhere you go, if you can survive politics inside any masjid, inside any nonprofit, because people for some reason become power hungry, right? And it happens. I say it with I'm not ashamed to say it. I've seen it. I've been in this business over 20 years in masjid politics and masjid. So I've seen it. So if you can survive this type of environment, you can survive what's out there. Here it might be not be. It's not going to be as nasty as what we see out there, but at least you have a background, you have a foundation. So for that, that's why I wanted to do it. And I'm not a politician. I'll call things like it is. I was actually talking the other day to in a meeting with other judges and other panelists and whatnot. And of course, a lot of people don't want to talk about who's doing wrong and who's not. And I don't call out the names, but I said, hey, these people are wrong. They're doing wrong because of 1, 2, 3. And I give evidence. I don't just say it because I like to say it. So I'll conclude with this. It is each one of us part to go out and register to vote. So if you're 18 and you're a US citizen, make sure that you're registered to vote. And the way to do it, contact me after this talk. But one thing you can do is to go to the Dallas County Election Department or the Secretary of State website, either one you go, or just talk to me. I have the forms, I can actually give them out to you. And you can register to vote. And I'm not saying to vote for a certain person or me or whatever, but it's for you to be able to register to vote for any elections, governmental, presidential, or whatever they are. So it is your duty, it's your obligation. Make sure that you have it. You've registered to do that, and do your research on the person that you're gonna vote for. Just because somebody shows up on election day, say, "Hey, vote for me," you say, "Oh, you know what? He came to our masjid. Let's go vote." No, do your research. Be hospitable, of course, but also do your research on the people that are running. See what they're about. What is their policy? Do they align with your values? Do they align with, generally speaking? And I know politics are dirty. They can be. They are. But you have some good people in there with good conscience that want to clean. Now, I ask Allah that I'm one of them. So if anybody has any questions, I'll take maybe a couple before we conclude. And I know you have questions. I know you do, right? Anybody here have any questions? Inshallah? Young sisters in the back? Yes, sir.
What exactly does the sheriff do? What is he responsible for?
Oh, beautiful. What does the sheriff do? The sheriff is primarily in charge of the sheriff is the number one or the highest law enforcement official in the county, and his primary responsibility, guys, I'm your guest. Yani, come on. Thank you. He's the highest official in law enforcement when it comes to in law enforcement. So, and he's responsible for the jail, the courts, and they answer calls in rural areas. But they can actually go anywhere in the county to do it. And they're elected. They're not appointed like the chief of police in the city of Saxe or Raleigh or whatever. So that's his primary functions. But they're police. They go out in the county, and their main function is the jail. But they also do everything else outside, just like other agencies. Yeah. Yes, sir. Anybody else? What's up, buddy?
So for a sheriff, if for like a sheriff, like if like a police like a lower level of like a sheriff do like more jobs?
Good question. So it's not about lower, or it's about the police usually are assigned to the city. So let's say Saxby police would be in Saxby, but the sheriffs of Dallas can actually come here and help out and whatnot. So the police usually, unless they're county police like they have in some other states, but usually they're assigned to the city and they work for the municipality of the town itself. But can they go out and help other agencies? Well, yeah, they can. But they're usually limited. They're usually working or assigned within that area because they're paid by the city, not by the county. Yes, good question. Good question. Yes. The constables are just like the sheriff. They can go everywhere else, but that's, we can talk about it later on. Anyone else? No? Yes.
Every paper you have same name?
Yes. Yes. Sam Muhammad. Yes. So Sam is actually my initials, and I wanted also Muhammad to be on there on the ballot as form of dawah. So it's not. I'm not changing my name. These are actually my initials. Shahid Azam Muhammad, and I kept it here. And of course, my police name is also Sam. So because my initials, I go by my initials, and that's what it is. So yeah, and it's Shahid, not Shahid. Shahid is my brother, but I'm Shahid. Right. Thank you very much for having me. Jazakumullah khair. If anybody has any questions, I'll be here for a few minutes, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.